Princess Bride, S. Morgenstern's classic tale of true love and high adventure. The Good Parts version, abridged by William Goldman. Part 8, Section 2, Honeymoon. Inigo was talking too. It was still 5:42 when he whispered, "I'm sorry, Father." Count Rugen heard his words, but nothing really connected until he saw the sword still held in Inigo's hand. "You're that little Spanish brat I taught a lesson to," he said, coming closer now, examining the scars. "It's simply incredible. Have you been chasing me all these years only to fail now? I think that's the worst thing I've ever heard of. How marvelous." Inigo could say nothing, the blood fauceting from his stomach. Count Rugen drew his sword. "Sorry, Father. I'm sorry." "I don't want your sorry. My name is Domingo Montoya, and I died for that sword, and you can keep your sorry. If you were going to fail, why didn't you die years ago and let me rest in peace?" And then McPherson was after him too. "Spaniards. I never should have tried to teach a Spaniard. They're dumb. They forget. What do you do with a wound? How many times did I teach you? What do you do with a wound?" "Cover it," Inigo said. And he pulled the knife from his body and stuffed his left fist into the bleeding. Inigo's eyes began to focus again. Not well, not perfectly, but enough to see the Count's blade as it approached his heart. And Inigo couldn't do much with the attack. Parry it vaguely, pushed the point of the blade into his left shoulder where it did no unendurable harm. Count Rugen was a bit surprised that his point had been deflected. But there was nothing wrong with piercing a helpless man's shoulder. There was no hurry when you had him. McPherson was screaming again. "Spaniards! Give me a Pollock anytime. At least the Pollocks remember to use the wall when they have one. Only the Spaniards will forget to use a wall." Slowly, inch by inch, Inigo forced his body up the wall, using his legs just for pushing, letting the wall do all the supporting that was necessary. Count Rugen struck again, but for any number of reasons, most probably because he hadn't expected the other man's movement, he missed the heart and had to be content with driving his blade through the Spaniard's left arm. Inigo didn't mind. He didn't even feel it. His right arm was where his interest lay, and he squeezed the handle, and there was strength in his hand, enough to flick out at the enemy. And Count Rugen hadn't expected that either, so he gave a little involuntary cry and took a step back to reassess the situation. Power was flowing up from Inigo's heart to his right shoulder, and down from his shoulder to his fingers, and then into the great six-fingered sword, and he pushed off from the wall then with a whispered, "Hello. My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die." And they crossed the swords. The Count went for the quick kill, the inverse Benetti. No chance. "Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die." Again they crossed, and the Count moved into a moroso defense because the blood was still streaming. Inigo shoved his fist deeper into himself. "Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die." The Count retreated around the billiard table. Inigo slipped in his own blood. The Count continued to retreat, waiting. "Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die." He He dug with his fist and he didn't want to think what he was touching and pushing and holding into place, but for the first time he felt able to try a move. So the six-fingered sword flashed forward, and there was a cut down one side of Count Reuben's cheek. Another flash, another cut, parallel, bleeding. Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. Stop saying that. The Count was beginning to experience a decline of nerve. Inigo drove for the Count's left shoulder, as the Count had wounded his. Then he went through the Count's left arm, at the same spot the Count had penetrated his. Hello, stronger now. Hello, hello. My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. No. Offer me money. Everything, the Count said. Power too. Promise me that. All I have and more. Please, offer me anything I ask for. Yes, yes. Say it. I want Inigo Montoya, you son of a bitch. And the six-fingered sword flashed again. The Count screamed. That was just to the left of your heart. Inigo struck again. Another scream. That was below your heart. Can you guess what I'm doing? Cutting my heart out. You took mine when I was 10. I want yours now. We are lovers of justice, you and I. What would be more just than that? The Count screamed one final time, and then fell dead of fear. Inigo looked down at him. The Count's frozen face was petrified and ashen, and the blood still poured down the parallel cuts. His eyes bulged wide, full of horror and pain. It was glorious. Did you like that kind of thing? Inigo loved it. It was 5:50 when he staggered from the room, heading he knew not where or for how long, but hoping only that whoever had been guiding him lately would not desert him now.